Good evening and welcome once again to the Remote Darts League. It's already night 4 here and it's all brought to you by FSB, the sports betting and gaming platform supplier. We have 10 great players involved in this Remote Darts League. We're on night 4 of 10 consecutive nights of action. That's all played across 9 league nights. The 10 players each face each other over the best of 12 legs. And they're all working towards reaching the top 4 to be in those semi-finals on Monday, the 27th of April. Let's have a look at the league table while we refresh our memories of the action last night. If you were with us, you would have enjoyed a 6-6 draw between Wes Newton and John Walton. First point for John Walton on the table. We saw victories for Paul Hogan over Dean Winstanley. Paul in 4th place provisionally now. Darryl Fitton, a 7-3 winner over Alan Norris. He's in 3rd place. Unbeaten is James Richardson in 2nd place. He had a 7-2 win over Gary Robson. And right there at the top of the table, we see Jim Williams with 3 wins out of 3. His most recent, a 7-2 victory over Tony O'Shea. We have another brilliant night of action in store, no doubt. And we already have our first 2 players warming up and getting ready to kick things off here. So let's say a warm hello to Silverback Tony O'Shea and over the top Dean Winstanley.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Now, you two, you know each other well. Looking at the career head-to-heads, it's been quite a while, I think, since you've met competitively on the big stage. A couple of ranking finals 10 or so years ago. Tony, way back in 2009, winning the Turkish Open. Dean, I think, picked up the Belgium Open the following year. Guys, do your memories go that far back to those encounters?
Dutch Open.
Semi-final.
And that's the only bits I can remember. And then Tony coaching me and getting me to where I was with Darryl. They were 2 of my mentors. So I blame them for making the player I was.
So Dutch Open semi-finals.
You're blaming me. I do apologise. Sorry, Dean.
Have you met more recently on the board, or is this going to be a
no, we've met in the same local tavern on a league game. I think that's about it, isn't it, Tony, for a long time?
We do actually play in the Stockport Licensed Houses League. That's for different teams, but we've not actually played each other for forever. It probably is like 10 years. So
I can remember.
So in many ways, rivalry is renewed, and you both have a point to prove after last night. But Dean, despite the bottom of the league, we know you're carrying the 9 guys above you. But you've been relatively happy with your form the last couple of nights. They've both been 7-5 defeats. You've been in there, haven't you?
He's quite weird. Like I think I'm getting a little bit stronger every night, and I hope and pray for my own sake that I'm a little bit stronger tonight. But I've got a strong contender with Tony. It's going to be a battle because just that's the kind of characters we are. So all I can do is just see what the board says.
And Tony, it's been a bit more of a mixed bag for you. Great draw on the opening night against Paul Hogan. A big win over your big mate, Darryl Fitton. But last night, Jim Williams, he had a strong performance, didn't he?
I think I said it last night. He showed why he's probably the favourite, to be honest. He was pretty relentless, good scoring, good finishing. Yeah, he looked like the favourite. But again, if we'd have started it 5 legs later, I might have been in the game because I came back strong, but it was just too late. But yeah, every night's different, especially something like this. And you've just got to reload, start again, and just give it your best. And I know Dean's going to do that. I'm going to do exactly the same. And whatever happens, we'll give it our best. Trust me.
100%.
Have the wives been putting you through your paces? They're both darts players themselves. Have they been getting you to practice?
Yes. Yes. She's smiling and waving. Yes. Hold on. She's leaving the door. I beat her. She can't hear me.
Well, I got a right telling
there with Dean.
I don't know what time it was. I got through to the other room yesterday. It was about 1:45. I got a right telling off. But it wasn't my fault. It was Jim's fault. He played brilliant. So
That's what I mean. The best way is to pass the buck, Tony.
We can't win, can we?
No.
On that note,
that's the main thing. I played a top player last night, but I've practiced a bit more today, and maybe I've practiced more in the last 7 or 8 days than I've practiced for years. So last night, I'm hoping it was a blip because Jim was so good. But anyway, I'll give it my best as usual.
Well, on that note, if you hit the practice board right now, guys, and the best way to deal with this, I guess, is the incentive is don't get a telling off from the missus if you lose. So.
All the best, Dino.
Yes, John, same to you, brother.
I can't think of any better inspiration than that. So while the gents are warming up for match number 1, let me tell you the rundown of what we have this evening. Following this match, John Boy Walton takes on ruthless James Richardson. Match number 3 sees Crocodile Dundee take on the Warrior Wes Newton. Match number 4 sees the Dazzler Darryl Fitton take on the Quiff Jim Williams. And we end this evening with Big Robbo Gary Robson taking on Alan Chuck Norris. But match number 1 sees Silverback Tony O'Shea, 3 times a World Championship finalist, former World Cup singles champion. He's taking on over the top Dean Winstanley, a former Lakeside World Championship finalist himself. And when the practice starts are over, it will be Tony that gets this match underway. So are we all set, gents?
Yep. Anywhere you are, mate.
So first leg, it's Tony to throw first. Game on.
$60.
$85.
$140.
$26.
$100.
$43.
Sneaky last one, 100.
$125.
Tony requires 101.
$41.
$85.
Tony, you require 60.
$40.
Dean requires 137.
$97.
Tony, you require 20.
That's game in 1.
First leg with the darts to Tony O'Shea, 1-0. Second leg, Dean to throw first.
$26.
$100.
$60.
60.
$135.
22.
135.
100.
Dean requires 145.
65.
97.
Dean requires 80.
Game in 3.
Game shot on the second leg to Dean Winstanley. Third leg, it's Tony to throw first.
60.
60.
140.
81.
60.
95.
1 on the floor, but 120.
Yeah, down to a finish of 1-2-1.
85.
Tony, you require 121.
89.
55.
Tony, you require 32.
16.
Dean requires 125.
85.
Tony, you require 16.
Game in 2.
Game shot and the third leg to Tony O'Shea. Fourth leg, Dean to throw first.
60.
140.
59.
140.
100.
Tony requires 161.
43.
26.
Tony, you require 118.
28.
'Come on, man. 41.
Tony, you require 90.
66.
100.
Tony, you require 24.
That's game in 2.
Game shot on the 4th leg and the first break of throw to Tony O'Shea. So the 5th leg, it's Tony to throw first.
77.
140.
180.
Yeah, he had to double check, but it's there, the first of the match.
Cheers.
34.
'Sneaky last one, 100.
85.
Tony, you require 144.
120.
81.
Tony, you require 24.
Game in 1.
Game shot and the 5th leg to Tony O'Shea. 6th leg, it's Dean to throw first.
140.
45.
Sorry, 1 second. I just.
Was that in celebration of the 140, Dean?
I'd normally call it anger. Sorry about that. 45.
60.
60.
100.
81.
100.
66.
100. Sneaky last one again.
Dean, you require 109.
41.
Tony requires 96.
60.
Dean, you require 68.
14. 29.
29 score. Tony, you require 36.
That's game in one, Rich.
Game shot and the sixth leg to Tony O'Shea. Seventh leg, it's Tony to throw first.
Eight. 45.
7.
100.
100.
100.
41.
60.
36.
43.
140.
Tony, you require 153.
59.
59.
Tony, you require 94.
That's game in 3.
Excellent shot. The 25 treble 19 and double six takes the seventh leg. Eighth leg is Dean to throw first.
Through them. 180.
There it is. The first 180 for Dean.
Yeah, that's right. 44.
100.
140.
81.
100.
Dean, you require 140.
85.
125.
Dean requires 55.
Game in 2.
Well, that's a 14 dart leg to save the match there. And the 8th leg to Dean Winstanley. 9th leg, it's Tony to throw first.
38.
140.
41.
81.
'That's a maximum 180.
Second 180 of the match for Tony.
100.
60.
45.
130.
Dean requires 135.
29.
Tony, you require 52.
36.
Dean, you require 106.
38.
Tony, you require 16.
'No score.
Dean, you require 68.
28.
Tony, you require 16.
'That's game in 3. Sneaky last one again.
That is game shot and the match to Tony O'Shea by 7 legs to 2.
Sorry,
Now
Dino.
open here this evening.
Yeah,
Well, let's bring both players back in. Oh, Dean, we can't see you, of course, when you're throwing, but we can feel and hear the frustration throughout. The scoring just wasn't there, was it, this evening?
No, I think second leg. I'll have to admit, tonight's been the most nervy I've been, and it's quite weird. I think I've sweated more than anything, but yeah, I got a little bit nervous, and then when the camera went, I think it just threw me off my stride. It was my own fault because I have a system that runs for the scoreboard, and if it times out, then it just threw me. No excuses. Tony played better, but that was my game to try and catch up.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you almost did a Usain Bolt and took out the camera there, and it looked amusing to us. I think that was at the moment where it was the least amusing for you, but you did seem to relax. Once Tony got to 6, you seemed to relax and throw more like your old self.
As you've just said that, the weirdest thing, I just thought, oh, well, let's go for it now. And I actually did relax. And like I say, I can't understand the nerves tonight. It's just been a little bit more. But we'll keep plodding. There's no way in this world John Boy's getting, in front of me on this table. That's my main goal now. Just for the Yorkshire thing. But no, credit's to you. Fair play, Tony.
Well, Tony, as edgy as Dean seemed, you seem very relaxed this evening.
Well, to be honest, what Dean just said at the end of his interview there sort of reminded me of last night. Nothing went right early on. I missed a couple of doubles, but once the game was gone, I started relaxing and playing a bit better. So I think it reminates a bit there. But yeah, I felt better today, and I didn't want to make excuses yesterday. I didn't feel 100% yesterday, but today I felt good, and I've done everything right. I've had a granddad nap this afternoon, which helps. So.
I think that's what I needed.
To be honest, at BDO, we're nearly all granddads these days. That's a problem.
I'm not saying a word on that one.
Of course you not.
Well, Tony, you could do Dean a favour tomorrow because it's you that faces John Boy Walton.
Well, unfortunately, all 10 guys, or all 9 guys that I'm playing against, I really like them. So I'm going to treat them all the same and try and beat every one of them. And I'm not going to do anybody any favours, but yeah, we don't really like John Boy Walton, do we?
Now, as daft as it sounds, you know something.
I'm only joking.
We all pick on him, don't we? We all, and you know,
yeah,
it's loveliest guys you could ever meet. I think it's just because he's Yorkshire.
Do you know it's banter, innit?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Tony, where's that £5? No, John, you know what I mean? I used to look forward to beating him when I got to the player, but no, I love John to bits. I think we all do. If he finishes higher than me, that's me done.
Of course we do, mate.
Well, Dean, you've got the late shift tomorrow. You're going to be taking on James Richardson.
Late shift, right? Okay, right. I'm going to bed.
Good luck with that.
Yep, sound. Well, if I could turn it round on James, I'll take that. I'll take that. So I'll be on board in morning.
Okay, well, guys, thanks for getting us off to a great start this evening with the Remote Darts League. Well done to Tony. Commiserations, Dean. We'll see you both tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Tony. Well played, pal. Thank you.
Well,
cheers, Richard.
Cheers, Dino. Love you.
Thank you. Cheers, pal.
Bye. Bye.
And we return shortly with John Boy Walton taking on James Richardson. Yeah, welcome back to the Remote Darts League. It's night number 4. We've just seen a win for Tony O'Shea over Dean Winstanley by 7 legs to 2. And that's bumped Tony up into 3rd position in the league, just behind a man we're going to see here this evening, James Richardson. And he's taking on a man who picked up his first point of the league last night in John Boy Walton. So John still smiling after that first point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to have got a point on the board. So it's a bonus now from now on. Yeah, I'm just happy with that. Well, I was happy to get the point, but I think I could have got the win, actually.
And whatever happens now this evening, you still stay above Dean Winstanley overnight.
That's the main thing. Yes, stay above Dean from now on.
It's funny, he said the same thing about you. So we look forward to watching that unfold as the week goes on. James, you're looking good in the league right now. Second place currently, in good form. Unbeaten so far. Feeling good again for night number 4.
Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, I've had a relaxing day really today. Just chilled out, and I'm looking forward to tonight's game with John.
As far as you two are concerned, have you played each other before?
Go on, John.
I don't
Any
think we
memories?
have. If we have, my memory's like a sieve. I'm knocking 60 now. Come on.
Do you recall anything, James?
Yeah, I do. Do you?
I think a UK Open qualifier or something like that. Did John ever play in the UK Open qualifiers? I think so.
No, never played in the UK Open at all.
I think it was a European qualifier.
Yeah, it was some sort of qualifier, I think. But
It was up in Barnsley.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Who won?
Well,
I can't remember,
Well, if you-
John. I can remember playing.
if neither of you can remember that, let's move on to tonight. You're going to be playing over 12 legs. Let's get the warm-up darts going, guys. Let's treat this like it's the first time, hey?
Always.
So what that means is they're playing the best of 12 legs. John did pick up a 6-6 draw. We've also seen a draw in the league against Paul Hogan for James Richardson. Could go all the way, but the first man to 7 will be the winner here. Once their practice starts are over, it will be John that gets things underway. And don't forget what we still have coming up. Paul Hogan taking on Wes Newton. Darryl Fitton takes on Jim Williams. Gary Robson takes on Alan Norris this evening. But next up here is John Boy Walton taking on ruthless James Richardson. Feeling good, John?
Yeah, nice and relaxed.
We'll let you have 3 more and then we'll get underway. Okay, James?
All the best, John. Yeah. Cheers,
All the
Richard.
best, James.
So the first leg, it's John to throw first. Game on.
$55.
180.
What a start for James Richardson.
$60.
Yeah, the treble 7 and the 19.
$54.
$60.
$81.
$100.
$41.
$96.
James requires 145.
60.
John, you require 130.
Mm-hmm. 38.
James requires 85.
And 2 darts.
Game shot and the first leg to James Richardson. Second leg it is James to throw first.
$81.
78.
All 3 trebles.
$58.
62.
2 more trebles.
80.
60.
123.
140.
Down to 161 with James on 159.
123.
It's 36. John, you require 161.
137.
Great leave, but James requires 36.
And 2 darts.
Game shot on the second leg to James Richardson. Great leg from both there. Third leg, it's John to throw first.
$58.
140.
135.
100.
121.
121.
83.
James requires 140.
26.
John, you require 104.
Get out. 34.
James requires 114.
58.
John, you require 70.
38.
James requires 56.
46.
John, you require 32.
No score.
James, you require 10.
1 dart.
Game shot on the third leg, James Richardson. Fourth leg, James to throw first.
$100.
85.
134.
134.
60.
85.
57.
45.
James, you require 150.
120.
John, you require 152.
Here. 41.
James returns for 30.
Third dart.
Game shot and the fourth leg to James Richardson. Fifth leg, John to throw first.
105.
180.
Second of the match for James.
We're under an 80.
Back to back, the first of the match for John.
123.
49.
82.
John, you require 167.
97.
James, you require 116.
100.
John, you require 70.
In 2.
Excellent finish to get a leg on the board for John Walton. Sixth leg, it's James to throw first.
180.
180, number 3 for James.
97.
60.
60.
95.
85.
98.
78.
James requires 68.
In 3 darts.
Game shot on the 6th leg to James Richardson. 7th leg, John to throw first.
$60.
$180.
Great start once again. 180, number 4.
$180.
Replies the second one for John.
$62.
$100.
$99.
John requires 161.
Good. God. $89.
James requires 160.
$100.
John, you require 72.
Ah, 32.
James, you require 60.
In 2 darts.
Game shot and the 7th leg to James Richardson. The 8th leg is James to throw first.
$85.
$140.
$180.
180, number 5 for James.
$85.
$96.
Ew. 60.
James requires 140.
$60.
$140.
James requires 80.
2 darts.
Well done,
Game
mate.
shot. And the match to James Richardson. Oh, what a brilliant performance. Some rapid fire stuff there from the two players. Now, John, when I look at the match early on, you really didn't seem in it as far as the scoring was concerned. But unlike your previous matches, you actually seemed to, the scoring raised, didn't it, as the legs went on? You were actually getting into that despite the scoreline.
I changed darts.
I think he's taking
At what point did you do that?
I think I was 4-0 down. When I started
Okay.
hitting the 180s, it were these darts.
Right. There you go. He's done a snake
And
bite
there's a
on
story
us, James.
behind that as well. These darts
Tell
I won
us.
the World Championship with. These darts I've hit 3 9-darters with.
Okay. So
I've
which
never
are
hit a
you gonna
9-dart with
stick
these.
now then?
Well done,
Can't you find
James,
another
anyway.
find another set and throw in one of each, John?
Yeah.
Hey, James, an excellent performance. The best scoring I think we've seen across the league so far. 5 180s in that match. But look very relaxed, very consistent throughout. You've got to be happy with your form here.
I'm happy, yeah. Everything's going to plan. I'm enjoying it, and I'm just privileged to be asked to play in this remote league, Richard. You know, it's an experience for me playing with these boys that I've never played before. I'm enjoying it. It's great.
And I think John will vouch for the fact that it's experience for them as well, having to play you.
Well, yeah, definitely. He's up in his game. He's getting better and better. I've watched every single game James has played, and he's just getting better and better. Tonight, unstoppable. You know, you give anybody a run that way. What were it, 4 or 5 180s a year?
Yeah, 5.
In a eight leg game.
In 8 legs. Yeah.
You know, can't cope with that.
Absolutely brilliant. So, John, are you going to stick with the darts you ended that match with tomorrow when you take on Tony O'Shea?
Most probably, yeah. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Got a day at work tomorrow first.
Of course. James, you're on the late shift tomorrow night against Dean Winstanley.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll just practice about, I don't know, 10:30, 10 o'clock.
Absolutely, yeah.
Around
now, start practicing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward.
I don't
think I might have played Dean once or twice. I'm not sure. I don't think I have.
The way your memory is in matches previous, James, I'm not going to take your word for that. We'll check it out.
You keep it going, James. Well played tonight, mate.
Yeah,
cheers.
Temporarily top of the league as well, James. You go to the top of the league. Jim Williams still to play, of course. Gents, we're going to say farewell for this evening. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Commiserations, John. Well done to James.
Cheers.
Well done, mate.
All the best.
Catch you later.
And the Remote Darts League does continue with our next match. It's Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee, taking on the Warrior, Wes Newton. Yeah, welcome back to the Remote Darts League. I'm Richard Ashdown, and I'm joined by 2 more excellent players here, Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan, and the Warrior, Wes Newton. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening, Rich.
It's good to see you both. Now, you are rekindling a rivalry, well, at least memories of a match on the last World Championship at the Lakeside, January 2019.
Yeah, it didn't go too well for me that time.
It went well for me.
Just a word on that match, Wes. I mean, that was your Lakeside debut, despite all of your big stage experience. It was your debut in the Lakeside World Championship. That was not an easy draw to get in a prelim, was it?
No, it's a tough draw, to be honest, as well. Obviously, Paul's a great player. He's been around a long time. He's, he's very much experienced. But I've grown up watching the Lakeside, obviously, and I've never played there. I've not done much of the BDO Tour before that, to be honest. So getting there was a big thing for me. And when I got on the stage, I was really nervous, surprisingly. It's just one of them things. I've obviously grown up with darts, and I've watched the Lakeside since being 6 or 7 or something stupid like that.
Oh, well, you must have been watching Paul then when he made his debut in 1995.
Yeah, it must have been, yeah.
Well, we call it the home of world darts for a reason, don't we, Paul? But we go from talks of the Lakeside to our own homes. This is totally different, isn't it? But you seem to be enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm. If I can hit my doubles like last night, I might be all right. But, yeah,
you're unbeaten. A couple of draws.
Yeah, 2 draws and a win. I was happy to get the win last night, and hopefully I can get one against Wes again.
For you, Wes, it's been more of a mixed bag: a win, a loss, and a draw. So when you're on, you're really on.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, but I've had, like you said, I've had a win, a draw, and a loss. So I give myself a good talking to after last night's game. But see what tonight brings. That's all history, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, let's let the darts do the talking. We'll get you two warmed up as we have a refresher of what's happened and what's still to come. We've seen convincing wins already this evening for Tony O'Shea, 7-2 over Dean Winstanley, and for James Richardson. That brilliant performance there, 7-1 over Walton. Yeah, you get some practice in, Paul. You're free to go now. Get yourselves warmed up. Coming up after this match, 2 more great games to look forward to. Darryl Fitton takes on Jim Williams, the man that was top of the league. He's been overtaken by James Richardson. Could be temporary, we don't know yet. And the final match of the evening will see Big Robbo, Gary Robson, taking on Alan Chuck Norris. But here we have a 3-time Lakeside World Championship quarter finalist in Paul Hogan, taking on a man that's reached major finals with the UK Open, the European Championship, in Wes Newton. Best of 12 legs as always. First man to 7 for the win. Could be a 6-6 draw. Both of these players have already experienced those. And once the practice starts are over, if you're all set, Paul, it's going to be you to throw first.
All the best, Paul.
All the best, Wes.
So first leg, it's Paul to throw first. Game on.
$80.
85.
140.
50.
60.
125.
100.
61.
Paul requires 121.
121 in 3 darts.
Brilliant start, Paul Hogan. Treble 20-25, double 18, 1-0. Second leg, it's Wes to throw first.
58.
177.
1-2-1 finish, followed by a 1-7-7.
60.
60.
99.
95.
135.
78.
Wes requires 149.
59.
Paul requires 91.
81.
Wes requires 90.
30.
Paul, you required 10.
10 in one dart.
Aim shot on the second leg to Paul Hogan. Third leg, it's Paul to throw first.
81.
97.
100.
140.
140.
180.
Beautifully called. First of the match.
$100.
Wes requires 84.
62.
Paul, you require 80.
60.
Wes, you require 22.
'No score.
Paul, you require 20.
20 in two darts.
Game shot and the third leg to Paul Hogan. Fourth leg, Wes to throw first.
30.
125.
57.
95.
60.
60.
140.
43.
84.
84.
Where's he require 130?
81.
Paul, you require 94.
84.
Where's requires 49.
29.
Paul, you require 10.
10 in one dart.
The game shot and the fourth leg to Paul Hogan. Or 5 once again. Fifth leg, it's Paul to throw first.
140.
140.
180.
First 180 of the match for Paul Hogan.
85.
97.
23.
Paul, you require 84.
52.
100.
Paul, you require 32.
32, one dart.
Game shot and the fifth leg to Paul Hogan. Sixth leg, Wes to throw first.
61.
100.
43.
21.
96.
180.
80, number 2 for Paul, the third in the match.
59.
45.
100.
Paul, you require 155.
95.
Wes requires 142.
55.
Paul, you require 60.
16, 2 darts.
Game shot and the 6th leg to Paul Hogan. 7th leg, it's Paul to throw first.
$100.
100.
180.
Third 180 for Hogan.
100.
81.
55.
Paul requires 140.
42.
60.
Paul, you require 98.
Oh, God. 66.
44.
Paul, you require 32.
32 and 3 darts.
It's game shot and the match to Paul Hogan. Well, gentlemen, that's not a scoreline I don't think any of us were expecting, you two included. Wes, I'm sure you just want to turn off your camera right now, but if you can just catch it. So frustrating for you.
My way.
Look, I mean, the match starts off, Paul absolutely blazing, 180 and a 1-2-1 out. But I think there was a key moment early on for you with the 4 missed darts at double 11.
Yeah, I mean, I was never going for it, and I changed my mind at last minute, like you do. Stupid, innit? But yeah, third and fourth leg, I threw away on doubles again. But yeah, after that, just little things weren't going my way, bounce out at the wrong times, and but you know, Paul played really well, scored well, and finished well, so he deserved the win.
I mean, I've not played at the level you guys have played at, but I guess the frustration creeps in and you get more and more uptight. And conversely, Paul, for you seem to get more and more relaxed as the match went on.
Yeah, I'm scoring well. As Wes said, there's a couple of legs, three legs there. He missed a few doubles, and I done that last night against Steve, but I didn't expect to beat him 7-0, to be honest.
Fine performance from you. A 1-2-1 check out, the 1-7-7 score, the 3 180s. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, to win 7-0 against Wales, brilliant.
Well done, Paul.
Now,
Cheers,
the
Wes.
thing is, Wes, this is a league. You have points on the board already. You have more to gain. Tomorrow, you take on Alan Norris.
Yeah, it's just take each game at a time, innit? There's 2 points available each game, so just keep going. I was practicing really, really well tonight, and I felt really good. So hopefully it'll come in a game one of these times. But yeah, just keep going.
Tomorrow.
See what happens.
And Paul, a mouth-watering clash set up for you tomorrow, where you take on Jim Williams.
Oh no, Mr. Bogey.
Did you really?
Yeah, I beat him once. It was this year at the Dutch Open. That's the first time I've ever beaten him. And to be honest, I shouldn't have won that one. To be honest, he missed a lot of doubles.
That's not a bad place to beat him, is it?
Oh yeah.
Well, gents, thank you for sticking around and having a chat with us. Commiserations this evening, Wes. Congratulations to Paul, a big win there, the 7-0. We're going to see you both tomorrow.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
And we continue here at the Remote Darts League. Our next match coming up is that man we've just mentioned, the Quiff, Jim Williams, and he takes on the Dazzler, Darryl Fitton.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, good evening and welcome back to this day 4 of the Remote Darts League. And we have another great match to look forward to here. We see the Dazzler, Darryl Fitton, taking on the Quiff, Jim Williams. Let's get the two guys in for a chat with us. Gents, I'm really surprised when I looked at the head-to-head that there hadn't been more recently, and I can't find any on the major stage between the two of you.
Oh, nothing. Oh, yes. Semi-finals of Turkish Open, I think.
Yeah,
It's the only thing.
Just in the Opens. Yeah, at Turkish Open, England Classic, I think.
Mm.
But we're going back 5 or 6 years, aren't we?
Yeah, but I've not been playing that much, have I? So
it's your fault.
yeah, it's my fault, yeah.
We're not going back that long because Darryl beat me back last summer in Wolverhampton, in the first round. I was seeded number 1 that day, and I drew out Darryl Fitton first round. I was like, perfect.
You just won the Champions of Darts the day before, so who's complaining?
I was about 20 minutes after I stood up to the hockey with you, man.
This is what I love, you see, talking to the two players. We can do all the stats we like, but only you two have the memories like that. Let's look ahead at tonight. Jim, unbeaten, 3 wins out of 3, but you're not top of the table currently. We've had a couple of good performances here this evening. So, work to do.
Yeah, everybody's tough in this, aren't they? Obviously, I got one of the greats tonight, so it doesn't get any easier for me. So yeah, I'm just going to try my best and see what happens.
And Darryl, you've looked strong as well. I mean, you've won 2 of your games, and the game that you lost against Tony O'Shea, you had plenty of chances, didn't you, to put that away as well? So looking in a good position.
Well, it's one of them things, isn't it? It's typical me. I'm the underdog, play well when I'm the underdog, and I think with Tony, I've always been the same. Me and Tony's games have never been, that good really. Not from on my point. We've had some good games, but not, the results have not gone my way. So, but these round robin situations, it doesn't matter who's on top now. It's at the end of the week, isn't it? So.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is night 4 of 9, but between you've won 5 out of the 6 games. So we're really looking forward to this match. If you want to get yourselves warmed up.
Okay, good luck, Jim.
We're really looking forward to it. So we've seen heavy wins this evening for Tony O'Shea, 7-2 over Dean Winstanley. We've seen James Richardson, a 7-1 winner, and that was over John Walton. And we've just watched Paul Hogan defeat Wes Newton by 7 legs to 0. Got a feeling this one's going to be a little closer. Here we have the Dazzler, Darryl Fitton, 3 times a Lakeside World Championship semi-finalist, a former World Trophy champion, and he's taking on a former World Cup singles champion and the reigning World Trophy champion, Jim Williams. Just while those last practice starts are going in, I'll have the last sip of my cup of tea. Perfect, thank you. So, gentlemen, if you're both set, it is going to be Darryl that starts the match, best of 12 legs. First leg it is, Darryl to throw first. Game on.
$96.
96.
41.
100.
27.
139.
38.
118.
112.
Jim, you require 48.
Game shot, 2 darts.
Yeah, game shot on the first leg there to Jim Williams, and second leg it's Jim to throw first.
'83.
140.
140.
140.
45.
125.
Down to 96 after 9.
137.
Darryl, you require 96.
45.
Jim, you require 96.
60.
Darryl requires 51.
51 in 2.
The game shot and the second leg to Darryl Fitton. Third leg, it's Darryl to throw first.
'96.
60.
100.
100.
83.
46.
$140.
29.
Darryl, you require 82.
$42.
125.
Darryl, you require 40.
$40
Game shot and the third leg to Darryl Fitton. Fourth leg, Jim to throw first.
$60.
$180.
First of the match goes to the Dazzler.
$60.
$60.
$124.
What have you got there?
I got 57, 7, and 60.
You are correct, Jim. 124.
$57.
$55.
$100.
$170.
Yeah, great lead for 32. Darryl, you require 104.
$72.
Jim requires 32.
Game shot.
Game shot on the fourth leg to Jim Williams. Fifth leg, it's Darryl to throw first.
$58.
$140.
100.
140.
46.
121.
36.
Jim, you require 100.
60.
60.
Jim, you require 40.
21.
97.
Jim, you require 19.
Man, I've gone twice in that leg. 11.
Darryl, you require 104.
'Kay, shot in 3.
Great shot from Darryl there to take the 5th leg, a 104 checkout. 6th leg, it's Jim to throw first.
$41.
85.
140.
100.
60.
83.
87.
115.
100.
Darryl requires 118.
58.
Jim, you require 73.
$57.
Darryl requires 60.
60-2.
Game shot and the 6th leg to Darryl Fitton. The 7th leg, it's Darryl to throw first.
$134.
$80.
58.
$140.
140.
$121.
137.
Great lead for 32. Jim, you require 160.
140.
Darryl, you require 32.
And 24.
Jim, you require 20.
That's my card. I'm local.
Game shot.
And the 7th leg to Jim Williams. So back on throw. The 8th leg, it's Jim to throw first.
$60.
98.
$98.
115.
177.
Yeah, great visit there.
140.
Good reply, down to 148.
$60.
Darryl, you require 148.
100.
Jim, you require 106.
Uh, 74.
Darryl, you require 48.
$48 in 3.
It's game shot and the 8th leg to Darryl Fitton. The 9th leg, Darryl to throw first.
$60.
140. $60.
140.
97.
180.
Perfect visit to leave tops. Second 180 of the match for Darryl.
$80.
Darryl, you require 40.
$20. Nearly treble 20.
Jim, you require 124.
Uh, 44.
Darryl requires 20.
20 in 2.
The game shot and the 9th leg to Darryl Fitton. It's a point on the board. 10th leg, it's Jim to throw first.
$140.
140.
100.
56.
177.
Another 177 for Jim.
100.
Jim, you require 84.
Game shot, 3 darts.
Game shot and the 10th leg, a 12 dart finish there for Jim Williams. 11th leg, it's Darryl to throw first.
$140.
$95.
$96.
$100.
$95.
Yeah, good thinking.
Oh, Jim. 140. Wrong shot there, boy.
Darryl requires 170.
$43. That was the wrong shot as well.
$134.
To leave 32, but Darryl, you require 127.
$102.
Ooh, Jim, you require 32.
Game shot, 1 dart.
Jim.
It is game shot and the 11th leg to Jim Williams. So we go to the 12th and final leg, and it's Jim to throw first.
$100.
$123.
$135.
Oh, 58.
$95.
$140.
$97.
$140.
To leave tops, Jim, you require 74.
Game shot, 3 darts. Ooh.
Wow, what a finish. It went in the treble 11, but 9 double 16 takes the 12th leg for Jim Williams and a 6-6 draw against Darryl Fitton. Let's bring the two players back. Well, really enjoyed that match. We did say before it started, I had a feeling it will be close, and it proved to be just that. Darryl, what's your perspective? A point gained, a point lost, a bit of both?
A point lost, actually, to be 6-4 up. A point lost, but I go back to one of the legs. I killed to 104 where Jim had 3 or 4 darts at double, and then leg a little bit further up, I wanted 32, and I nearly hit treble 16 with the first dart. But you know, these swings and roundabouts, and I think I'm happy to get a point. Obviously, like you say, it's not about winning now; it's about winning at the end of the week, and you know, good. I'm happy.
Absolutely. And the brilliant 104, but so close to the 127 in game to take both points.
Yeah, well, I had a couple of ball finishes last night, and I fancied it actually. When it left my hand, it was going in, but wasn't to me.
Well, Jim, when I announced that a point had been taken, you showed great character from there on in, didn't you? I mean, you're the guy that had won 3 out of 3. So you were really under pressure there and putting some brilliant scores, couple of 177s, and a great finish right there at the end to save it.
Yeah, I'm real. I feel a bit deflated now. I didn't play very well at all, but I think it was just more Darryl putting pressure on me all the time. His scoring was so good. He was just relentless. He just, you know, and like I said, I missed a few doubles then, and he took it out, and it just knocked the wind out of you a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he's beat me up before, like, so yeah, it's one of the things you want to take.
You up again.
Well, you were under pressure, and that finished right at the end. You had to adjust after the treble 11. So great pressure checkout, and both of you have shown great moments in that match. And you do it all again tomorrow. Darryl, you're first up against one of your great mates on the circuit, Big Robbo, Gary Robson.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And I can have an early night. Back to normal.
Well, Jim, as the random fixtures list comes out, you're in exactly the same slot tomorrow. 4th game up against Paul Hogan. We're all really looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, innit? I say, me and Darryl both got a little Max to look after tonight, so just hope it doesn't keep me up as long as mine does.
You have indeed. I mean, you've both got the lucky charms. Jim has baby Max, and Darryl's big baby Max there, the dog that's nearly as big as him. Both brought you a bit of luck here, a point apiece.
Well done, Jim.
Well done, Daz, boy. Good man.
So big cuddles to both of the Maxes, and we'll see both Darryl and Jim tomorrow. We have one more game remaining here at the Remote Darts League, and it sees Gary Robson, Big Robbo, take on Alan Chuck Norris.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, good evening and welcome back to our final match here at the Remote Darts League on day 4. And I'm looking forward to this one. Big Robbo, Gary Robson taking on Alan Chuck Norris. We're going to bring the two guys in for a chat. They're last on this evening. It's been a long day already for the two of them. How's preparation been for you, Gary? Early start this morning?
Yeah, I was up at 6. I had to take Julie to work because I needed the car the day. But pretty much about 7 o'clock, I just got into a little bit of practice after tea. So, been fine. Plenty of time to prepare for it.
Absolutely. And a 6 a.m. start for Big Robbo. What about you, Alan?
Yeah, I went to bed about 8, 9 this morning. So the alarm went off at 5:10. So got me essential shopping in. I feel great.
There you go. You're the only person playing with a bit of jet lag.
Well, no. I've been deliberately doing a bit of night shift, binge watching some TV series and stuff like that to change my routine because these are late nights. So it's
absolutely that makes sense actually.
Good.
Does he not know it's stay at home, not stay in bed?
Well, I'm doing both, mate.
Well, I had a little look at the head-to-heads for you two. And has it been a while since you've met competitively?
It has, yeah.
I think Robbo beat his Masters last time we met.
I remember that, and I also remember I think you two played each other because I reffed it at the Blackpool Tower in the World Trophy.
Oh yeah, I won that one.
Yeah.
I know the head-to-head's pretty even.
Yeah, we always have a bit of a battle, and it's always enjoyable to be playing Robbo. He's one of the good characters of the sport.
And how are you feeling with this, Robbo? You've both had a win each, but you've also had a couple of defeats, so very level you two going into this.
Yeah, obviously the last 2 nights I felt as though I've played well. The finish hasn't been good, but I've got to look at it the other way. I've played the top 2 now, so it's not going to get any easier, but it's not going to get any harder, kind of thing, So just a little bit mental attitude and hopefully take them shot outs out, and hopefully it'll be fine.
Well, let's see how we go, gents. Get yourselves warmed up for this one.
Cheers, Rich.
Thanks a lot.
We'll have a quick reflection on the results so far while you're having a practice. We had 3 heavy victories early on in the evening. Tony O'Shea, 7-2 over Dean Winstanley. A 7-1 for James Richardson over John Walton. And a 7-0 for Paul Hogan over Wes Newton. But then we've just witnessed a 6-6 draw between Darryl, Fitton and Jim Williams. And now we bring to the Yockey the former World Darts Trophy champion, Big Robbo Gary Robson, versus the former Lakeside World Championship finalist in Alan Chuck Norris. Best of 12 legs once again. And once the practice starts are over, it's going to be Big Robbo to throw first.
Yeah, I'm good when you are, Richard.
So the first leg, it's Gary to throw first. Game on.
$58.
$100.
$140.
$140.
$140.
$55.
$131.
Down to 32.
$90.
Gary requires 32.
$32 and 2.
Game shot on the first leg to Gary Robson. Second leg, Alan to throw first.
Come on. 59.
$100.
100.
137.
100.
180.
First of the match goes to Robbo.
98.
Gary, you require 84.
44.
Alan requires 144.
80.
Gary, you require 40.
43.
Game shot on the second leg to Gary Robson. Third leg, Gary to throw first.
$97.
55.
180.
Second 180 for Gary.
99.
180.
Brilliant back-to-back.
140.
Gary, you require 44.
28.
97.
Gary, you require 16.
Yeah, 16 and 2.
Game shot and the third leg to Gary Robson. Fourth leg, Alan to throw first.
58.
60.
121.
50.
Come on. 100.
57.
64.
100.
Alan requires 158.
42.
38.
Alan requires 116.
96.
100.
Alan requires 20.
Game in 1.
Game shot and the fourth leg to Alan Norris. Fifth leg, it's Gary to throw first.
$55.
Get up. 140.
100.
45.
59.
60.
100.
58.
58.
138.
Gary requires 129.
89.
Alan requires 60.
Game in 2.
Game shot and the fifth leg to Alan Norris. Sixth leg, Alan to throw first.
100.
140.
Oh, yes. 30.
140.
100.
140.
3 140s.
Cheers for that. 100.
Gary requires 81.
81 and 3.
Great leg of darts. 12 dart finish from Gary Robson to take the sixth leg. Seventh leg, it's Gary to throw first.
140.
83.
77.
Oh, God. 26.
60.
43.
140.
42.
Gary requires 84.
84 and 2.
Game shot and the 7th leg to Gary Robson. 8th leg, it's Alan to throw first.
$100.
140.
Getting boring. $58.
180.
That's the 4th.
$40. Add 3. 2. 42.
165.
To leave 16 after 9.
$45.
Gary requires 16.
16 and 2.
Game shot and the 8th leg. 11 darts to Gary Robson. 9th leg, it's Gary to throw first.
$98.
45.
60.
100.
42.
96.
96.
140.
59.
Alan requires 120.
78.
Gary requires 146.
100.
Alan requires 42.
In 3.
Game shot and the 9th leg to Alan Norris. And the 10th leg, it's Alan to throw first.
Oh, 85.
100.
66.
59.
100.
97.
Get up. 100.
60.
Alan requires 150.
Oh, yes. Huh. 54.
39.
Alan requires 96.
Oh, 78.
Gary, you require 146.
$57.
Alan requires 18.
In 3.
Game shot and the 10th leg to Alan Norris. 11th leg, Gary to throw first.
$100.
121.
140.
100.
131.
96.
Gary requires 130.
65.
Oh, I didn't pull them two. Come on. 163. 78.
Gary requires 65.
Oh, God. 30.
Alan requires 106.
66.
Gary, you require 35.
Uh, 27.
Alan, you require 40.
Oh, yes. 20.
Gary, you require 8.
Eight and 2.
Game, shot, and the match to Gary Robson. Well, what an entertaining way to end day 4 from these two players. Come on, gents, let's have a word with you about that. Gary, in the middle of that game, absolutely flying. 140s for fun.
Yeah. Like Alan said, it was getting a bit boring, so I hit a 180, and then after that, it went downhill for a while.
Yeah.
Alan, he started like a train, but you really got yourself back into it from 3-0 to 3-2. Maybe a chance to go 3-3, and then he just sped away again.
Yeah, no, Gary really played quality darts there. His scoring's been good all week. I'm feeling a bit better today. I'm not quite aching so much, so there wasn't quite so much Jockey Wilson, Dave Chisnell action in the background. But it's a late night, and yeah, fair play to Robbo. He's had a long day. He played really well. Totally deserves the win.
Cheers, mate.
Well, fair play to you as well, Alan, the way you came back into it towards the end. We could have gone to a deciding 12th leg there.
Definitely.
Well, it was the plan.
But Gary, you've got to be happy with that. 4 180s was the count. I didn't count the 140s. I wouldn't have been able to do anything else but count the 140s. Great performance, gives you a win. And that should give you a lot of confidence. You're last up tonight, but you're first up tomorrow against Darryl Fitton.
Yeah. Like I say, I've played well the last 3 nights. Well, I played well the last 4 nights. I won the first night, but the 2 nights previous, scoring was fantastic and finishing was terrible. Tonight, I got both together. A little bit dodgy at the end there, but no, I'm very happy with it. It's getting better as the week goes on, so I hope it continues.
And Alan, are you going to set your alarm? You're up second against Wes Newton tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I might have a 4 o'clock alarm in the afternoon then.
Well, gents, you've given us some great late night entertainment here this evening. Commiserations, Alan, but great fight back there, and well done to Gary Robson with the win on the board.
Thank you.
Well done, Gary. Quality, mate. Well done.
Cheers, Alan, mate. Cheers, bud.
Thanks, Rich. Have a good evening, guys.
Thanks, Richard. See you tomorrow, mate.
Thank you, guys. And we're going to wrap up for you here. A brilliant evening, and have a look at that league table as we finish off. As I look at it there, James Richardson now top of the pile, ahead legs difference over Jim Williams. So 7 points apiece there. Paul Hogan just behind them, still unbeaten on 6 points. And Darryl Fitton makes up the top 4. Great evening we've had. Convincing wins for Tony O'Shea over Dean Winstanley, James Richardson over John Walton, and Paul Hogan, that's 7-0 over Wes Newton. And a couple of close ones to finish. The draw between Darryl Fitton and Jim Williams, and the 7-4 victory for Gary Robson over Alan Norris, completed day 4. We do it all again tomorrow evening. So make sure you join us here at the Remote Darts League. Remember, it's brought to you by FSB, the sports betting and gambling platform supplier. I'm Richard Ashdown. I'm signing off, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Hi ho.